through the channel of entrepreneurship and do more good in the world. You will get access to all our amazing speakers today and walk away with great wisdom and inspiration so that you can level up yourself and your business to the next level. All right, Legacy Builders, welcome back to another summit. I'm so excited to be back with you with another amazing conversation, and most importantly, beautiful guests that will be joining us, experts, leaders, and speakers that will be joining us today to really help you align your purpose with your profit. In our community, we're all about that, using our vocation and purpose to build a profitable company that not only makes money, but of course it's impacting the world in a positive way and affecting our communities in a positive way globally. Thank you so much for coming on, and thank you so much for watching. I want to remind you that this event, of course, is brought to you by the Life School, where we help visionary leaders grow legacy purpose-driven businesses through inner alignment, branding, marketing, sales systems, and team, so that they can do just that, align their purpose with profit and do more good in the world. We need more conscious leaders in the world. And I always say that conscious leaders that are growing their businesses from the right place and from their heart definitely are the ones that are going to change the world. Our vision here at the Life School is to empower students to realize their life's purpose through legacy entrepreneurship. Our mission is to become the most influential global community in purposeful entrepreneurship and impacting the world to become a better place. And of course, every community has its values. Our values are very important to us. And our values are community connection, service, growth, freedom, and contribution. So without further ado, I'm going to invite all my amazing speakers to our virtual stage as we start this amazing summit and conversation with my first guest speaker, which is going to be Casey Cole Corbin. Casey, thank you so much for finding time to join us today, and looking forward to getting to know you. So I usually start off everyone with a small introduction. If you could share a few of the most meaningful moments that led you to the work that you're doing today.
Okay, well, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. I've been helping people overcome their self-sabotage for over 25 years, first as a counselor, or early in my career. I've been a professional counselor and still am. And then switched over to coaching about 7 years ago, and love to help people that way. I have I'm autistic, and I'm on the autism spectrum, and two of my children are as well. And so I have a YouTube channel that I'm just starting, which is Successful Autistic Adult, and to try to help. For some reason, autistic people kind of gravitate towards me without me even publicizing that. And so it's been a lot of fun to work with people that have similar struggles. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love that. And the talent and the genius that we all carry as human beings is absolutely amazing, right? And helping people realize their potential is really important to us here as a community as well. And Casey, I know firsthand how self-sabotage can actually get in the way of that. So what are some things that you do on your day-to-day or share with your clients that you can also share for our audience around how to overcome self-sabotage?
Sure. How much time do I have?
5 minutes. If you can recap all your life's work in that time.
Sure. I'll hope to expand on it later, but I come from my modality of counseling is something called parts therapy, which is an understanding that we all have our very many different parts, right? And so when we visualize meditatively, engage a part of us that is sabotaging us, instead of demonizing or villainizing that part and wanting to cut it out or get rid of it, is instead befriend it and to know that it's part of me. I can't get rid of myself, and so that's a part of me, usually wounded in the past, that I now need to understand and accept and love and forgive. And then we can do something that in psychology we call reintegration, which is that the two of us kind of merge. And while we'll always have many different parts, the problem is when I have one part going this way and one part going this way, as opposed to the goal of reintegration is not elimination of that part, but instead let's get them like two lines on a highway, congruent, all going in the same direction. So this is worked has worked in my life a lot and continues to work, because even though I'm 57 years old and I've been doing this professionally for a quarter of a century, I still find sabotaging parts inside here, and I have to engage them and go through that process with myself when I find that I have yet again sabotaged. So I think we all do this. I think it's a lifetime process that we have to accept, that will never be perfect, but we can certainly make some great changes.
Yeah, I love that you share that, case, because I absolutely think that it's a lifelong process. We just never know at every level and stage of growth that we go through, as human beings and as entrepreneurs. I think there's always blind spots, and that can be there. And if we're not aware on how we're actually self sabotaging ourselves, or get someone on the other side, just like the work that you're doing, to kind of explore those areas and blind spots that we all have as humans, and of course those are going to be there sabotaging our success. So I love the work you do, and thank you so much for sharing. And I know it's definitely a lot of pressure to kind of condense like all the things that can happen, with this big area of self sabotage. And I'm going to ask all my speakers if they can maybe recap some of their work under 3 to 4 minutes, so we give our audience some of the most meaningful nuggets or some of the most impactful information, so they can get that head start from each one of you. So thank you so much, Casey, for sharing that. I'm definitely going to come back to you at the end. And moving on to my next guest speaker, Cynthia Pagan. Cynthia, welcome. Same question for you,
Hi.
Cynthia.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing this morning? I hope I'm coming in and I hope everybody can see me. I am a cognitive behavioral therapist life coach. I help out FFT helping others, and also help FFT helping others counseling LLC. Actually helps out domestic violence victims, and also child abuse and sexually assaulted victims. I was a 28-year survivor of military domestic violence, spousal abuse, and also sexual assault. And I find that those victims kind of gravitate towards me. And so it's easier for me to be able to counsel those victims through their brokenness and be able to find a way to find a journey through healing. And of course, we're not always going to get over it. It's going to be a long journey. And so with that, it's going to be able to find the stages of the psychological abuse of that, being able to find despair and being able to awaken that, finding boundaries, being able to find restoration, and finding ways to maintain ourselves through that. So we have to find personal reflection so that we're able to journal that. And so it is stages of recovery. And so we're able to even find a way so that we can, and I myself have started a large international small group, so that people who don't find a way to go to a healing group can actually go to a virtual group that we're able to find here through FFT Helping Others Wellness LLC. And so we always try to find a way for them to go through their healing journey,
Yeah, yeah, that's a mission right there, and a very important cause, right, for a lot of people that are affected. And I love the work that you do. And if you could share some of your framework. I know you mentioned FFT healing, but what are some of the things that you have seen in your work that someone that resonates with your message might get some value around? What are some things that they can do to start restoring and recovering from such really powerful trauma, unfortunately, that they might have gone through?
We find a lot of things that really have really stopped them from being able to find the behavior of not a behavior, but stop them from being able to get healing. There is a lot of things like PTSD. We find a lot of stonewalling, and they've gone through things of gaslighting, a lot of memory loss, and especially with children, we find that they're not able to go through the process of healing because children have gone through the issues of freezing, and so we find that we can't just go automatically with them, and even with adults too, we have to really go very slowly. So the process that we go with them is we do journaling with them. We also find those that have lost somebody through domestic violence, that we actually do a process in which they write letters to somebody who they've lost. And so we want to emotionally take it slowly with them. And we don't want to take that process really fast. We want to take that stage really slowly. And, sometimes they have a refusal to communicate with us because of the fact that they don't want to admit that they've gone through something. And so that process is kind of slow sometimes, and I can understand. I've gone through it, and I want to take it slowly with them. And I don't want to also implement my views and my journey. I want them to take that journey alone.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the most important part, especially when we go through something challenging like that, is community. People
Yeah,
that understand. I think that's
yeah,
powerful. So I love that you also have built that community. So definitely share that with us at the end as well for people that resonate. And I want to thank you. Thank you so much for your introduction and all the amazing work that you're doing out there in the world.
definitely.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much again, Cynthia. Moving on to my third guest speaker, which is going to be Taylor Smith. Taylor, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. And Taylor, again, if you could share a few of the most meaningful moments that led you to the work you're doing today.
Sure. So my name is Taylor Smith and I'm a business consultant. So I work with business owners that are looking to scale their businesses, and I look at the numbers within their business to help them scale. So my background is in accounting. I'm a chartered accountant, which allows me to help simplify the numbers, because something I've found quite common amongst business owners is numbers isn't always something that the business owner is comfortable with. Their area of genius is somewhere else. The numbers often get left to the end or left to an accountant, but actually they can tell you a lot about your business and help you to scale. So that's what I focus on. Now, we do that, first of all, by understanding where the business is at. So we look at the numbers in the business. We then look at goals, where you want to drive your business to, and we actually map out a pathway with steps, manageable steps broken down to get the business owner on the right track to reach their goals. And we implement the steps as we go. So that's what we do. And something that is valuable, I guess, something that I found quite common amongst business owners is when it comes to increasing their sales. So I found that so many business owners automatically say, oh, I need more clients to be able to grow my business. And yes, that might be the case. But one thing I would ask you to first look at is your pricing structure. I found it such a common thing for business owners to be actually undercharging for their services. And when you weigh up the time it takes to acquire new customers, the cost of acquiring new customers versus being able to actually price your services in a profitable, or pricing what you deserve, really, it's actually sometimes more beneficial to relook at your pricing structure, the service that you offer, and then make some adjustments that way before going on a hunt and trying to get more clients.
Taylor, I love what you do because numbers, tell the story. And yeah, it's so true. A lot of times, we overcome because of a lot of past, maybe fear, other things that might get in our way as business owners. But I mean, how do we know what is the right decision, and how do we start investing and growing the business if we don't know the numbers? And it's so true. The business model is where everything begins, right? What are the pricing, the that's going to sustain you personally, and then of course the rest of the expenses and also the rest of the revenue that your business generates. Based on the work that you do with business owners, Taylor, what are some? Let's say that we can maybe give a snapshot of the most important numbers that we need to always be aware and take a look at if we only had, I don't know, like half hour at the end of each week or at the end of each month. What would you recommend that we look at?
I would say sales is an important number. You want to know what your sales is doing, and also not just looking at last month, look at a 12-month rolling basis. Profit is so important, both gross profit and net profit. They're such important numbers to understand. Expenses is key. Sometimes what I find is business owners are spending money on different bits of software, thinking that they're getting a bargain. They've got an app or a piece of software to do everything, when actually there's so many pieces of software out there now that can do so many things all under one roof, as it were. And it might seem expensive, but actually when you look at all of the little apps and things that you've purchased compared to just buying one expensive piece of software that actually does everything, that's a really good way to try and save on costs. And the other thing I would say is so important to know the difference between is your profit and your cash in your bank. So many business owners I found make decisions based on the money they have in their bank account. And actually a late invoice comes in and they knew about it but forgot about it, and now they're in a situation where they don't have the cash to pay for that invoice. There's a big difference between profit and cash, and you need to make sure you're monitoring both of those if you want to scale your business especially.
Yeah, powerful numbers to look at. And it's so true. There's definitely a difference between your sales revenue and the health of your business, because you just never know what are some of those things that you need to keep that cash flow for that could be potentially coming your way, right? And as we never know with the things that we cannot predict. So thank you so much, Taylor. Beautiful work and beautiful message. Thanks so much for sharing. I love you. Thank you. Moving on to my next guest speaker is actually a repeat in our summits, and I'm so glad to see Dr. Richard Kay again, and looking forward to introducing him to you again. Dr. Richard, thanks so much for coming on. And again, the same question for you, as we have new speakers, new audiences always finding us. Tell us a little bit about regarding what is it that you do.
Elona, one of the fastest ways to grow yourself in any business is to have outstanding publicity. The more publicity, the good kind, that you have, the more people know about you. What does that do for you? That adds to your credibility. You become the visible person we always want. Whether you're selecting us as panelists, we're selecting you to be a guest, you're selecting a doctor, a ventilation, a pool person. You want people to say, I choose you. How do they get to that decision? So we talk about stories. I'm going to tell you a very personal story. The woman who is now my wife has books, and what she writes are fairy tales, so kids develop their own emotional stability and don't go out and shoot up schools and bowling alleys and such things. She had spent over $200,000 trying to get her books out to the world. A couple of different publishers, got very little, actually no traction. She came to our company, and then we met and got married. Angela is now a #1 best-selling author. She's been featured in USA Today. She's got several articles in Authority magazine. She's a columnist for the Los Angeles Tribune. We were at a conference last weekend, and I was telling someone about her, and I said she's won 6 awards. She says, no, honey, it's now 8 in the last 48 hours. That's what publicity does for you. People come and say, I want to know who you are. It doesn't make a difference what your business is, whether you're doing financials, whether I'm a retired chiropractor. I built my business by getting on television, getting on radio, getting a PBS special about me. These are the things that must happen if you want to grow your business. Getting a number one best-selling book. A couple of years ago, there were 30 to 40 books released every month. Now there are 7,500 books released every single day. We get you to number one in multiple categories, grows your credibility. People come, they want to know who you are. Thanks.
Yeah, I love that, Richard. So true. I have seen that firsthand for the perception of your brand overall, right? I mean, that makes a lot of sense. And you also exposing yourself to audiences that are already there. I think that's powerful for your business growth. It's almost like every strategic collaboration out there. And Richard, what is it that I think this is a little bit different from what I asked you last time, but I think a main question for us as entrepreneurs and as service providers or even business leaders, what is it that the audience on the other side is looking for? How do we stand out? How do we pitch, so to speak, a service statement that is going to serve them, so that that kind of helps them make that decision for us to be the person that they want to feature in their, I don't know, media interview, magazine, their audience, to speak, all these other things that are connected to publicity.
You've got to get out so you are visible and you let them know what you do, but not from a first person. I do this, I do this, I do this. No one cares. No one here cares what I do or you do or any of us do. You care about one thing. What's in it for me? Always speak to the listening so someone knows what are they going to get out of your services. If I tell you the mechanism of how we do books, you don't care. You want to know one thing, and this is just a metaphor, of course. You want to know one thing. Can I get a number one best-selling book in multiple categories? If yes, then you want to talk to me. If not, you don't care. And here's one thing I want to leave you with. We all have heard it's not what you know, it's who you know. You've all heard that, yes? And that's not so. It's who knows you. I know who the President of the United States is. He hasn't a clue who I am. It's who knows you, and that's your reputation, that's your legacy. That's what you get out there.
I love that last one. You got me there, but it's so true. That's the definition of branding. Thank you so much, Richard. Very nice to have had you back here again. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna not attempt your last name, Agne, because I really don't want to butcher it. And I said it to me, but that's just, yeah, I'm not gonna attempt it. So Agne, welcome, and tell us your last name and also the work that you do in the world.
Hi, so my name is Agne Vechkita. And yeah, thank you for having me here. It's my first time, and I'm really excited. So I am a business intuitive, and I help heart-led women business owners who want to find their authentic voice and actually get over the fear of public speaking, fear of being seen, fear of really showing up for themselves and for their business. I do that using spiritual tools because that's who I am. I'm a healer and a coach first, and then I work with business owners second. And we do that so that they can they can attract and call in their really soul-aligned clients that make them wake up in the morning happy and joyful and looking forward to working with them every day. And also clients who are able to pay the money they are asking for, so that they can find the clients, get more money, and create a bigger impact in the world.
Yeah, wow, I love what you do, Agni. I think there's so much more awareness around this nowadays of being a conscious leader and understanding how to align the business acumen, but also the spiritual side of kind of being on our path and staying aligned, with our messaging, our authenticity, and all these amazing things that we now know. So for someone that is listening, how do we marry both? How do we marry our intuitive side, which I think we all have, and I'm sure you help your clients develop that, or the organic, authentic side of us, and also the business acumen that's so needed in growing a profitable business?
Yeah, I mean, it's the business side is not difficult. The business side is kind of like knowing who you're talking to, knowing your message. Really, there are amazing people and amazing tools nowadays to help you really hone in the business side of it, the personal side, the soul side of it. This is kind of where I come in, and a lot of it is how I started in business was I left corporate because I was burnt out, I was depressed, and I knew I needed and I wanted to find a career, create a career actually for me, because at the time I didn't see one available anywhere else where I could help people. Helping people was my number one priority, and I feel like to kind of marry the business with the soul, you need to look at your why. You know, and there is no right or wrong why. It's just why. And my why was because I wanted to help people, and it still is. I know a little bit more of how I want to help people and with what. But 10 years ago, when I started my business, was I knew I wanted to help people. I knew I wanted to find fulfillment. So going with that soul, and also there are tools, there are actual spiritual tools, like meditation and visualization processes that really help you connect with your soul, connect with your business soul. I actually have one of a meditation like that that's available for everyone to download and to listen to and to use. So it's just a matter of actually being curious and exploring different paths into yourself, into how you're connecting with your business, how you feel actually in your business. Does it light you up? Does it not? It's you can do a lot of yes no questions that you can ask yourself, and to see how are you aligned with your business.
Yeah. Well, I so resonate with your story, and also even the message around a lot of us that maybe have moved from that corporate space into entrepreneurship understand how important our personal work is, our spiritual work, and really growing these practices and disciplines so that our messages come from our heart. And I say that once you align a lot of these things, you kind of the best ideas, your best next $1 million idea can come intuitively to you from a meditation session, right? So it is so
Yeah, absolutely.
important to learn all these amazing tools that you said. And I agree. I mean, business is as businesses, as old as businesses, the certain, practices, marketing, sales, right? All these things are there. But the other alignment side of how to also tap into your inner self and align that with your business, that's all personalized things.
Yeah,
That
and not only with just your soul, you can tap into your clients, kind of their energetic imprint, energetic profile. And before, even especially for people who are not exactly sure who is my client, who do I want to work with, we have soul contracts, especially people who are everyone who's kind of like a service-based person, heart-led. I'm here to help people, I'm here to help people heal or grow or learn something. We have soul contracts with our clients. Our souls know who they are, and we usually recognize them by just like, oh my god, I love this person, it's so easy to work with them, and everything just flows, and there are beautiful results, and that's how you recognize that's my soul aligned client. This is who I'm supposed to be working with. So there are ways how to actually tap into that energetic imprint, to get information before you even meet your soul aligned clients.
absolutely, and you can do it on purpose once you realize what
Yes,
you're doing. That's the
exactly.
stuff. I love it. And yeah, I agree because everyone, well, the world has changed, right? We all want to do meaningful work. We want to work on not just a job or a career or just our business. We want to do work that's meaningful to us. And usually the soul fulfillment comes from contribution, right? So
Yeah.
combining all these things is so, so powerful and so much needed. Thank you
Mhm.
so much, Agni. Very nice to have met you as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful. Moving on to my next amazing guest speaker, Nona Pranther. She does amazing work because I know a little bit about her because we have previously connected. So Nona, welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me. Yes, I'm Nona Prather. I am a booking agent for professional speakers, consultants, coaches, I help my clients get on stages to where they can find more high paying clients. And so a lot of networking events, but also not just getting paid to speak, but, you know, being able to reach out and find more. And so I am also the author of 24 Ways to Get Paid to Speak, which goes through how many ways you can do this. So I've been in the speaking industry for 31 years because my dad, who is a CSP, certified speaking professional, he started his business in 1992. So my dad was technically my first client because my after school job, summer job, everything was to travel with him and to help him with getting his contacts. And so I just took what I learned as a kid, went to school, got my marketing degree, and kind of took it off and decided to, in 2020, I was managing a speakers bureau, and then, 2020 happened, things kind of slowed down. And that's when I decided I can do this better than a bureau, as a booking agent, to have one-on-one actual relationships with my speakers to help them with their goals. And so what I really love about what I do is it frees up the professional speakers, coaches to actually to go out and share their message and not have to be stuck on the phone doing the follow-ups, sending out the mailings, all of the background work that's required. So me and my team really work for the client closely to get them on the stages that they want to be on without them having to run ragged and do it all themselves. Because if you know anything about the speaking business, everyone thinks it's a one-man show, but there's really a team in the background that helps you get through that. So anyways, and then on a personal note, me and my husband, whenever the pandemic did kind of shut us down, he was also working he was working in corporate, and we sold everything, moved into a travel trailer. So now we do this from our travel trailer. Anywhere we have internet and a phone signal, we can work. So it's really great. So my work-life balance got out of the rat race, and now we're enjoying life, doing what we love, and just helping people, which is so the silver lining. We were able to kind of go through the ringer and come out the other end better.
Yeah, it's turned into a lifestyle business, and you get to make impact and do it on your terms now, right? So I think that's powerful. And yes, thank you so much for sending me a copy of your book. It's next on my reading list. But I love the work you do because it's so, so true. I know this by just helping people position their business and business models. Sometimes when you want to speak and you feel that pull, and it's very good for you and your business and your visibility that we talked about with Richard as well. It's a full-time job. There's a lot, just like anything, you have to pitch yourself and you have to position yourself for this area of the business as well, and also find the events that are looking for speakers, right? Whether it's paid or free. It's definitely a journey, and you have to be very clear with your strategy. So you're giving people pretty much the entire process, sounds like, from the work that you do. So my question for you, Nona, is, since I have you here, is regarding that. How do we position ourselves as a speaker that is not only considered for free visibility opportunities, but also for paid opportunities? If someone wants to do this full time and it's going to be their business model, and they really feel like they want to share their message one to many.
Yes, whenever I work with speakers of all types, the seasoned and the brand new, the ones who have a dream of becoming a speaker, what I tell all of them is become the expert in your target industry. Don't just, whenever I get on a discovery call and someone says, I can speak to anyone, that is my biggest pet peeve, because that's just not true. Everyone has a background. Everyone has something that they are an expert in. Like my dad, for example, if you go into an electric utility or a manufacturing plant, they have his signs everywhere. He is their go-to safety expert because that's what he does. He's also a certified safety professional, OSHA trainer. So become the expert in your target industry, and don't just chase the hot topic of the moment. Yes, 2024 is all about AI speakers, but they're looking for someone who is generally actually an expert in that field. You can't go talk to everyone. That's just not possible. So pick your everyone has if you go to a steakhouse, that's their main meal. That they're famous for their steak. You're not going to go there and get the tofu. So you can't speak to everyone. You have to become that, get your signature dish and run with that and dive deep into your niche instead of trying to spread it out to everyone. So that's always my number one topic.
Yeah, it sounds I mean, that's what I said. It's a business model. There's a market. There is a, a topic. There is really a clear strategy around who you want to speak to and why and what is that specific way that you add value. And you got to be clear on what that is. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, Nona. And thanks again for coming on. And it was great to see you again. And I'll come back to you at the end as well with more information around your book and all the amazing things you have happening. Thanks, Nona. And moving on to my next guest speaker, I know Tamara has a beautiful project that I was so impressed by just connecting with her from my LinkedIn community. Tamara, welcome. And if you could just tell everybody your last name and also all the amazing work that you're doing as well.
Yes, hi everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me here, Elona. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Tamara Matthew. I'm the co-founder and CEO of UC, Unite and Support Ecology and Economy. And basically, there is an overwhelming amount of global issues that we're challenged with as global society. And from ill health over resource scarcity and contamination to excessive waste and carbon emission, and the list goes on and on. But there's one common denominator to all of these issues, which is actually the root cause. And are you ready? It's the socioeconomic system. So basically, the socioeconomic system, what it does is, if it is well designed, it can promote social mobility, equality, health, ecosystem regeneration, and all these good things. And when it is not well designed or outdated, as in our case right now, it can promote poverty and ecosystem destruction and ill health and all these things that we're seeing right now. I mean, doesn't it sound familiar? So what we do with UC is basically redesigning the socioeconomic system. And one might think, like, how are you going to do that? You're a company. It's not like, a governmental institution or anything. Well, that's actually a positive thing, because the economy is the most agile driver of change today. And as a company, we can reach out to the entire world through social media and get people on board to come with us on board and to drive this movement with us. And so what we did is basically develop different projects to bring this vision to life of, a world where people are healthy and fulfilled and societies thrive alongside our planet. The economy is designed to support all that, because that's what it's capable of doing. And that's what we do.
I love that. So Tamara, you're definitely after a big movement there for sure. And I hear a big vision and idea, I'm like a child, like, oh my God, like, so how can people start? How can someone, an entrepreneur, a business leader, what can they do to kind of make headways in the things that you just mentioned? What are some of the things that you'd like to share with us?
Yes, thank you for the question. Well, first of all, please visit our webpage. It's uswe.global, where you can find all sorts of information on that. Become a part of our global community. We're launching soon. So basically, what we're going to do is try to reach as many people and unite as many people as possible, so that we can then go to our next steps of empowering through tools and information. And also, if you have a business, an organization, you're most welcome to partner with us. We have different kinds of mutually potentiating partnerships that we offer. And in the center, or in the focus, we have progressive CSR or corporate social responsibility programs that we design with our clients. So basically, these CSR activities are linked directly to our roadmap. And you can have a huge impact, in all spheres of life by just uniting with us. And we're very excited for this journey. Come visit us. I'm really looking forward to seeing you all.
Yeah, definitely connect, because one of our, also my values in our community is connection, and I see that everybody's connecting. Definitely connect with one another, because you just never know how is it that we can add value, how is it that you can add value to someone else, and what is it that we can do while we unite. I mean, we're always stronger together, especially in business. It's so true. So thank you so much, Samara, for everything that you shared and your passion behind this movement. And yeah, so many amazing things that you have cooking there for sure, with your day-to-day work. Awesome. Well, moving on, I've only had two more speakers. This has been such a beautiful flow today of our summit. And my next speaker is Andre. Andre, I hope I'm going to say your last name correctly. Lester, you introduce yourself. Welcome.
Got it. Well done. Well done. You did great, Elona. That is correct. I am Andre Lassiter, and it's such an honor to be here, and I appreciate you for this opportunity. Hopefully, you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you very clear. Yes.
Awesome. Just wanted to do a quick introduction. My company is Managed Systems, Services, and Solutions. That's a mouthful. So in short, we named it MS3IT for those three S's, Systems, Services, and Solutions. We are an expert, technology provider. So what we do is we leverage AI and automation to optimize your business, right? And we also manage IT infrastructure and support and cybersecurity for companies as well. But our main focus is that AI and automation. And I know that, Tamara, you spoke on the buzzword, right, being AI right now, and everyone's trying to get in that space. So just to give a little bit background about myself, I've been in tech and in the IT industry for 19 years at this point, seen everything from the help desk stages, right, and come all the way up to managing cybersecurity and PCI for one of the largest telecom providers in the U.S., and being the program manager of that. So, a vast swath of experience there. And the natural progression, obviously, was to AI. The new explosion of ChatGPT and these LLMs, large language models, have just blown the doors off what's possible now, right? So, with that being said, you do find these AI gurus and people that want to be known for AI, but not understanding the full capability. Where we do the intersection is that we like to see how AI is applicable in business, right? So we take business principles, so we want to automate. And this is actually a nod to Taylor, because we like to take businesses with several different systems, concatenate everything into one so that they have one source of truth. It's basically, your CRM on the back end, but it has automations. You're able to automate, go through your funnels. We build out AI chatbots for onboarding, customer service, sales, HR. We have voice AI, phone trees. We do AI courses. We're entering into the government space. You name it, we do it, right? But with that being said, our goal is we have several tiers. We like to start out with the solopreneurs, as we call them, entrepreneurs. Everyone is trying to get there. So we stress processes and systems. If you don't have that already in your business, we look to help you with that by getting those systems in place, helping you think through things, and then automating those solutions once they make sense.
Yeah, Andre, well, I mean, you are the future. So how is it that, what are some of the most, automatable processes that you recommend for us as seasoned entrepreneurs and CEOs, that you kind of seen from your day-to-day work that, we can leverage AI for, that you can also share with us today?
For sure. Follow up. So actually, if you guys go to MS3IT on Facebook or ms3it.com, definitely on Facebook, if you just send us a DM, it enters you into our AI bot, right? So that bot is able to answer any questions you have, gives you information about pricing, and also serves you a link for our demo so that, you can see our demo, see what we do. But in addition to that, you're able to, book a call with us, right? So it sends you to a landing page and just helps with that business flow. And that is what I'm seeing in a lot of business, the fortunes and the follow-up. A lot of businesses are lacking that, and we can build those processes in for them easily and quickly and efficiently, right? To not have a cookie cutter template, but to have the heart and soul of your business, and you can speak to your clients, but in an automated fashion, and just watch your calendar fill up with business.
Yeah, definitely powerful in the follow up, and hopefully also the human way as well, because if you want to follow up in a genuine human way, right, and you have a certain flow in the way that you actually also have conversation, I'm sure everything is customizable, right? And yeah, so thank you so much, Andre. Beautiful work, and thank you so much for coming, and also all the amazing work that you are doing out there as well.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. I'm going to introduce my last but not least speaker for the day, Chris Mitchell. Chris, thank you so much for coming on, and looking forward to getting to know you a little bit better as well. Oh, I'm not sure what happened. I think I lost Chris from our internet connection, but so while we wait for him to join us back here, I'm going to just go through everyone. Again, I want to thank you all for all the amazing work that you're doing and all the amazing wisdom you actually also served and shared with our audience today as well. And I would like to go around and ask all my speakers to share one final message, or I guess their take in how is it that they are aligning their purpose with their profits in their businesses, and also where is it that people can continue the conversation with them. So I'll go back to Casey.
All right. For many years, my wife and I were in full-time ministry, and we didn't. We basically raised our family of 6 members on a ministry stipend. It was very, very, very hard to make that budget meet. And about 7 years ago, I got fired from that position. I believe wrongly fired, but the company, the ministry was downsizing. And I really just was wondering, why in the world did this happen? Right. I honestly kind of felt like I was untouchable in the organization. I'd been there for a minute, and, I was kind of a key player as a counselor. And it just became obvious to me that we had, like I said earlier, I'm 57 years old, I was about 50 then, we have nothing in retirement. We had nothing put away, for that time. And I really just feel like that it was a great season in my life and my wife's life to give in that way and to be totally generous about it. And then I guess near the 11th hour is figure out how to do some things in our life that we could make money in a smarter way that didn't take as much time. And so I found that we can, I use an acronym called DAD, D-A-D, delete stuff off of my list that I don't need to be doing, automate, and then delegate to other people. And so when you think about it that simply, it's just the way that we can actually, all of us can multiply our time. And so I reconceived what I was doing, and I told all my clients, I said, you are no longer clients, you're members. And so you'll pay a monthly fee, and you get a one-on-one with me, and you have access to now 83 courses that I made and put online in my on my site, which has been, I've automated about 80% of what used to be in my counseling session. This has turned out to be awesome. It was a true win-win scenario. I gained a ton of time and an ability to make more money and make money faster. And my clients love it. They can, I give them homework assignments based on the automation, and that's been a real win-win scenario. So I use that as an example to just try to inspire everyone that would be listening to this, is that when you're facing some kind of adversity, I've found so many times in my life, usually the solution to 2 or 3 different problems kind of comes together. If we didn't have those problems, that now create a brand new solution that is pretty exciting. And it takes us places that we would not have imagined that we'd be able to go to. Now, about a good portion of my business is coaching what I call micro celebrities, a kind of people that I follow on YouTube or have common interests with. I'll contact them, and frequently they'll become my client to build their first online product. And the same product that I built for my clients, called Achiever, to overcome self-sabotage, I've modified to become kind of an adjunct for other people's memberships programs. So it's kind of like, the way that Chrome has an extension you can put on it. We call it the Achiever extension and I'll come alongside other people. They do the theme of their program, which might be to build ADUs or to how to do Airbnb or those kinds of things. And then they do the external stuff, and then my program with inside their program helps them with the internal work that somebody needs to do. And so we call that the Achiever Extension Program. But thank you for letting me share.
Yeah, I love the creative way that you're able to align it, for sure. Absolutely. And where is it that people can continue the conversation with you, Casey?
Sure. It's my full name.com. I would go with caseycorbin.com, but there's a comedian out there who is more popular than I am. And so you'll end up on his site instead of mine. So my middle name is Cole. So it's Casey, C-A-S-E-Y, Cole, C-O-L-E, Corbin, C-O-R-B-I-N.com.
All right, there you go. Thank you so much, Casey. And moving on with Cynthia. Cynthia, one final message around how you've been able to align your purpose with profit, and also where is it that people can continue the conversation with you?
Sure. I do a lot of speaking engagements. That is to talking about domestic violence, human and sex trafficking, sexual assault. I am also working on a bill with Senator Scott here in Florida. I have my book here. This is the book that I'm working on right now. This is Lily, and is one of the books that I don't know if everybody can see this or not. Lily have started to write, and their kids, and she's a character that actually helps with the power of harmony and compassion and empathy and unity. This one in particularly is to visit the police department. And the other one talks about Lily visits the magical adventure. And that was also the same thing. It's the power of unity and compassion. And the reason why I started them was because a lot of kids are separating themselves from the power of compassion ending because of telephones and TV and things that are happening in this world. And so I wanted the books to kind of attract them to compassion and be able to know that they can be empathetic, and they can be compassionate, and they can be understanding regardless of the things that are going on around them. And Lily is someone who understands. And so Lily, she's going to have other adventures. Lily is going to start a new adventure where she's going to have an adventure where she has a best friend who has epilepsy, and I myself have epilepsy. I have seizure disorder. So Lily has a best friend who has epilepsy, and she wants to show how people with epilepsy are still friends. And so Lily is a friend who can show compassion. And so this really relates a lot to people who have domestic violence and sexual assault and things like that. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. And where is it that people can continue the conversation with you?
So you can go to www.ffthehelpingotherswellness.com. You can go there, and you can also find my books at authorcynthiapagan.com. So yeah.
There you go. Thank you so much for sharing that. Beautiful. Taylor Smith.
Yeah, so I would say as business owners, sometimes it's so easy to get wrapped up on working in your business. Take some time out from the, fighting fires and all of the day-to-day stuff to work on your business too. So take some time to think about what your goals are, what are you trying to achieve, where do you want to get to, and break down what small things you can do that once you've completed all of them, it gets you on that path, it gets you towards your goal. I kind of like to think about, building a business a bit like building a bridge, taking you from where you are now to where you want to get to. You don't want to look for the bridge, look for the brick, and slowly, brick by brick, small action by small action, you will build the bridge and you'll have your business and you'll be reaching your goals. So that's what I would share.
Wow, beautiful. I love that metaphor. Never heard of it. That's so true about really throughout the whole entire journey of building anything or a business particularly. Thank you so much. And where is it that people can continue the conversation with you? Where can they find you?
Yeah, so book a call via my website, which is www.taylorsmithandco.com. So Taylor Smith is TaylorSmithAndco.com.
Perfect. Don't worry, our audience and the speakers will also get all the links to everything that our speakers have shared. So we find each other so much easier and we avoid some of the noise and the confusion out there with all the websites and social media links. So that will be tagged and added underneath this event as well. So you can make those connections seamless, is that the right word? As seamless as possible so that again, you can continue to nurture these relationships. Beautiful. Dr. Richard Tay. Or Taye? How do I say your last name, Richard?
It's like the letter of the alphabet, K. So, ladies and gentlemen, the way to grow your business is to stand out from the crowd. Otherwise, you're just like everyone else. You get lost in it. If you want to talk about how you can get that publicity, which grows your credibility, which grows your bottom line, set a time for us to talk. Talkaboutpublicity.com. One word, no punctuation. Talkaboutpublicity.com. We'll get you, as my old friend Zig Ziglar used to say, we'll see you at the top. Thanks for producing this show.
Thank you so much for attending. Beautiful, beautiful message. Agnes?
Yeah, so I just want to say that there's a lot of hustle culture. There's a lot of go, do, action. And it can be really exhausting in business, especially for business owners, business entrepreneurs, because you're not only dealing with the business things you have to do, but you're also dealing with your internal worries and fears and questions. Am I good enough? Am I worthy? Is this business the right business for me? And these questions, no matter how many years you're in business, they still come up. So I want to say that you don't have to suffer through the hustle. You don't have to suffer through just pushing through your fears. Yes, you have to do that sometimes as well, but it doesn't have to be the primary. And there is an easier way, a more gentle way. And that gentle way is through connection with your soul, and through the connection with the universe, and actually inviting the universe to come and help you heal your pain, release the fears, transform the traumas of the past, especially things like bullying or abuse or extreme criticism. Anything like that is going to show up front and center when you start your business, and when you especially if you're up leveling your business. Those things will keep coming up. So I would like to invite every business owner to think about a way to heal that. And I would love to help, and that's what I do in my day-to-day, in my work with my clients, because it doesn't have to be so painful. It can be so much more joyful and so much more fun and so much more aligned with who you are. So thank you.
I agree. Agni, where is it that they can find you?
Okay, so my website is still being built, but they can find me on Instagram, and it's my name dot last name agna.vechkita on Instagram. You will find me there, and you will find some Instagram lives with some real life energy clearings and meditations and all of that. And I'm happy to share those resources with everyone.
All right, beautiful. Definitely will be connected. Thank you so much, Nona.
Hi, yes. So I think we're not only talking about purpose and following with profit, but I think you can actually add passion to that, how to align passion, purpose, and profit. Because if you have passion for your topic, for the book you're writing, or the TED, no one writes a book about something that they're not passionate about. No one applies for a TED talk about something they're not passionate about. And I just feel like if you find your passion, then purpose, of course, follows, and profit will always follow. So I always tell my clients, don't discount. If you get asked to be on a podcast, don't discount. Don't just accept the things that maybe you're even questioning, the association events, the university events, not just the big keynote spot. Like, there are a lot of networking opportunities. Every association has a chapter annual meeting. There are a lot of smaller events. There's experts that you can find everywhere, and as long as you are getting out there and talking about your passion, then that is going to become your purpose, and profit will follow. So that's my number one tip to anyone who's wanting to get more business. Do it by speaking, get in front of a lot of people. Yeah, so I think that's it. And then I put in the chat my calendar link, but you can also look at prather-marketing.com, which is my last name, and it said Prather, but you can think about it as Prather. That's easier to spell it out.
Beautiful. And your book's on there as well, right?
Yes. Yep. On Amazon. 24 ways to get paid to speak on Amazon. No, I'm not trying to sell books. I just, this is a step-by-step on how to get all of your marketing materials, how to talk to meeting planners, how to find them, how to find the events, what to say, what to do. It's really a step-by-step book on how to create a speaking business, or to find more high-paying clients.
Absolutely. Way to lead with value for sure. Thank you so much, Nona. Tamara?
Yes, well, I want to leave you with the message of empowerment, because all of us, you specifically, you have power. You have power in your voice, in your thought, in your intention, and in your action. And by coming together and uniting, we can achieve things never thought possible. And so let's do it. Come find us at uc.global. Come find me on LinkedIn. Let's connect and let's grow this movement, and let's make the impossible possible.
All right. Beautiful. Well said. Andre?
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Elona. So I'd like to leave with the final thought. Technology makes a great servant, but a terrible boss. Is it being your boss, or is it serving you in your business? Right. So just a quick thought, but definitely connect with us at ms3it.com and schedule a strategy session with us to see how we can help. And also feel free to try our AI bot, for automation as well. And just connect with me on LinkedIn, Andre Lassiter, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and everywhere else. MS3IT Solutions.
Beautiful. Well, I want to thank all my speakers again. It's a wrap. We're at the end of the event. Food for thought for sure, with so many beautiful messages and so much wisdom in the room for sure. I walk away with so many notes behind the scenes that I always write, and definitely connect with one another. And if you have a message to share, my global community, our global community, virtual global community is always open, because I also very, very strongly believe that this is how we add value. This is how we really create impact with the world. So thank you so much to all my amazing speakers, and I will see you with another event, another amazing panel just like this. Thanks so much. Have a beautiful rest of your day, everybody.
Thank you, Elona.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to share with you the 4 books that would change your life personally and professionally. So the first book is Connecting the Dots Backwards, one of the books I've written that will help you connect the dots between your past, your present, and your future life vision. You will find topics in there around marketing, sales, spirituality, relationships, all the areas that you need to be fulfilled as a human being. The second book that I've written, which is a journal, accompanies the Connecting with the Dots book. And this journal will help you apply the information that you learn in the book into a journal. It has self-guided questions that you can go through and into to get the clarity that you need to discover your values, your vision, and your mission. This is a journal attaching the book as well. And then Purpose Driven Entrepreneurship is my latest book, where I have included my legacy framework in building legacy businesses, everything from mindset, branding, marketing, sales, systems, and team. And I have connected all the dots between all those areas so that you have the fundamentals that you need to build a truly legacy empire. And then my latest creation is the Focus on Purpose Planner for increased productivity and efficiency, where I have included a framework around your productivity where you can plan ahead, work on purpose, and leave amazing impact on the planet with your work. You can find any of my books on the website below, elonaloparicoaching.com books. And definitely grab your copy. Let me know, leave me a review on Amazon, and let me know how this book has impacted you and changed your life.